On a weathered boulder slope in central Iran, Mohammad Naserifard discovered a 5-inch carving that defies explanation. The figure possessed 6 limbs, a triangular head with oversized eyes, and raised arms ending in the distinctive grasping forelegs of a predatory mantis. The level of anatomical precision stopped entomologists cold when they examined it. The head structure matched Empusa mantids native to Iran so accurately that modern scientists needed careful comparative analysis to identify the specific genus. Ancient artists working with primitive stone tools had captured taxonomic details that should have been invisible to casual observation. The lower portion of the carving shifts into something else entirely, while the upper body maintains perfect insect anatomy. The middle limbs curve into impossible loops that match mysterious squatter-man petroglyphs found across the globe from Arizona to Armenia. The hind legs bend in a distinctly human squatting position, a posture no mantis could physically achieve. Dating anywhere from 4,000 to 40,000 years ago, the carving joins a disturbing pattern of ancient art depicting mantis-human hybrids, from the therianthropic figures in southern African rock art to Egypt's mantis symbols in the Book of the Dead. Modern reports make the ancient carving more unsettling. Witnesses across continents describe encounters with 7-foot-tall mantis humanoids from the Musconetong Mantis Man of New Jersey to similar beings reported in connection with unexplained phenomena. These contemporary accounts match the petroglyphs' specific proportions: the triangular head, the raised threatening arms, the impossible merger of insect and human features. The Teymareh artist carved something that, according to biology, cannot exist, yet the precision suggests direct observation rather than imagination, leaving researchers with an uncomfortable question. What exactly did ancient humans encounter in the Iranian mountains that compelled them to record this impossible creature in stone? I'm Darren Marlar, and this is Weird Darkness. Welcome, Weirdos! This is Weird Darkness. Here you'll find stories of the paranormal, supernatural, legends, lore, the strange and bizarre, crime, conspiracy, mysterious, macabre, unsolved, and unexplained. Coming up in this episode, a 17-foot Boston whaler disappeared with 5 Hawaiian fishermen in 1979. 10 years later, the boat turned up 2,200 miles away with 1 crew member buried in a mysterious grave, and no trace of the other 4 men. From Puerto Rican farm animals found completely drained of blood to hairless creatures stalking Texas ranches, the chupacabra has terrorized livestock owners across the Americas for decades. But the truth behind these vampiric attacks reveals something far stranger than fiction. Religious scholars are finding medieval manuscripts filled with encounters that mirror modern UFO reports, and the U.S. government seems very interested in the Vatican's research. First up, an ancient Iranian petroglyph depicts an impossible hybrid, a creature with the anatomically precise head and raptorial arms of an Empusa mantis fused with human legs in a squatting position, carved by someone who somehow knew entomological details that modern scientists needed careful study to identify. We begin with that story. Now, bolt your doors, lock your windows, turn off your lights, and come with me into the Weird Darkness. A 6-legged creature with grasping arms and enormous eyes stares out from Iranian stone, carved by unknown hands thousands of years ago. The barren slopes of central Iran hold secrets carved in stone. Among the thousands of petroglyphs scattered across the Teymareh region, one particular engraving stands apart, a figure that shouldn't exist according to everything we understand about ancient art and human perception. Scientists studying this 14-centimeter carving have dubbed it the Squatting Mantis Man, and its discovery opens disturbing questions about what our ancestors saw, knew, or experienced in the prehistoric world. Mohammed Naserifard made his living documenting Iran's ancient rock art, but nothing prepared him for what he found on that 30-degree boulder slope near Sarkuba village. The carving measured just over 5 inches tall, etched into the weathered stone using primitive hammering and engraving techniques. At first glance, it appeared to be another example of the region's mysterious petroglyphs. Until he looked closer. The figure possessed 6 distinct limbs. Its triangular head bore oversized eyes that seemed to track the viewer. The upper limbs, raised in what appeared to be a threatening posture, ended in what could only be described as raptorial appendages, the grasping forelegs of a predatory insect. But the middle and lower limbs told a different story. They curved and looped in ways that defied insect anatomy, resembling instead the squatting posture of a human figure. When entomologists Mahmoud Kalnagari, Mandana Hazrati, and Matan Shalomi examined the carving in 2017 and 2018, they confirmed what seemed impossible. The creature's upper body matched the distinctive features of a praying mantis, specifically the genus Empusa, native mantids with a characteristic head extension that matched the linear projection crowning the petroglyph's skull. But mantids don't have curved legs that end in loops. Mantids don't squat, and mantids certainly don't merge with human forms in anatomically impossible ways. The creature's head dominates the composition, triangular and alien, with eyes that consume much of its surface area. That vertical extension rising from the skull matches perfectly with Empusa mantids found throughout Iran's arid regions, species that would have stalked the same rocky terrain when unknown artists carved this image. The forelegs spread wide in what entomologists recognize as a diamotic display, the threatening posture mantids adopt when confronted by predators or rivals. But then the anatomy shifts into something else entirely. The mid-legs bend and loop in configurations that make no biological sense for an insect. They curve inward, creating circular forms that archaeologists recognize from another context entirely, the mysterious Squatter Man petroglyphs found across the globe. From Arizona to Armenia, from the Italian Alps to Venezuela, ancient artists carved similar figures, humanoid forms flanked by circles or loops, often interpreted as humans holding circular objects or, more disturbingly, as representations of atmospheric plasma phenomena witnessed by ancient peoples. The hind legs complete the transformation, bent in a distinctively human squatting position. No mantis adopts this posture. No insect anatomically could. Yet there it sits, carved into Iranian stone, part mantis, part human, part something else entirely. The dating remains frustratingly vague. International sanctions prevent the use of radiocarbon dating methods, leaving researchers to rely on comparative analysis. The petroglyphs of Teymareh span an enormous range, anywhere from 4,000 to 40,000 years ago. This creature could have been carved when humans first developed symbolic thinking, or it might date to the early Bronze Age. Either timeline raises disturbing questions. If ancient, it predates most human civilizations' systematic study of insects. How did prehistoric artists capture such accurate anatomical details of a mantis's head structure and raptorial limbs? The head extension specifically matches Empusa species, a level of taxonomic precision that seems impossible for casual observation. Modern entomologists needed careful comparison to identify these creatures. How did ancient artists know to include them? The hybrid nature defies conventional understanding of prehistoric art. Ancient peoples typically depicted animals they hunted, feared, or revered. They carved mammoths, bison, predators, creatures with obvious relevance to survival. Insects appear rarely in Paleolithic art, and when they do, they're usually simple representations. This carving shows sophisticated detail, merged with impossible anatomy. It's as if the artist witnessed something that shouldn't exist and felt compelled to record it in stone. Throughout human history, praying mantids have occupied a unique position in our collective psyche. The ancient Egyptians included them in the Book of the Dead as the Abbot bird, a guide for souls navigating the underworld. They earned their own hieroglyphic symbol. Mesopotamian civilizations, humanity's first great culture, held mantids in special reverence. The insect's alien appearance, the triangular heads, bulging eyes, and prey-grasping limbs made them seem like visitors from another realm. The Teymareh carving takes this otherworldly association to its logical extreme. By merging mantis and human forms, the ancient artists created something that exists in the liminal space between species, between natural and supernatural. The threatening posture of the raised forelegs suggests power, perhaps divine or demonic. The human elements grounded in our world, while the insect features push it beyond normal reality. Some researchers connect the carving to shamanic practices and the use of hallucinogenic plants. Under the influence of psychoactive substances, the boundaries between human and animal, self and other can dissolve. Users report transforming into animals, merging with insect consciousness, or encountering hybrid beings. Did ancient shamans use such plants in the Teymareh region? Did they witness or become mantis men in their altered states? Modern cryptozoology offers another disturbing possibility. Across cultures and continents, people report encounters with mantis-like humanoids. These beings stand upright, possess insectoid features merged with humanoid bodies, and often appear in connection with unexplained phenomena. The consistency of these reports – triangular heads, large eyes, prey-grasping appendages – matches eerily with the Teymareh petroglyph. The Loveland frogmen of Ohio, despite their amphibian name, share characteristics with mantis humanoid reports. Witnesses describe bipedal creatures with unusual limbs and alien features. The Musconetcong mantis man of New Jersey, spotted along the river of the same name, walks upright and stands over 7 feet tall. Witnesses report the same triangular head and grasping limbs depicted in the ancient carving. Could the Teymareh artist have encountered something similar? The carving's specific details, accurate mantis anatomy merged with human posture, suggests observation rather than imagination. The threatening stance implies a memorable, perhaps terrifying encounter. Prehistoric humans were keen observers of their environment, necessary for survival. They knew local fauna intimately. This carving depicts something outside that natural order. The mantis humanoid form appears repeatedly in modern accounts of alleged extraterrestrial encounters. Abduction researchers document consistent reports of tall, mantis-like beings, often described as leaders or scientists among alien groups. These entities supposedly possess the same distinctive features – triangular heads, large wraparound eyes, and appendages that seem designed for manipulation rather than locomotion. The circular elements in the petroglyph's midsection raise additional questions. The squatter man motif found worldwide has been interpreted by some researchers as depicting atmospheric plasma discharges, massive auroral displays that ancient peoples might have witnessed during periods of intense solar activity. These displays can create humanoid-looking formations in the sky, complete with arm-like projections and circular elements. Did ancient peoples witness something in the sky that merged with their observations of local mantids? The combination seems too specific, too deliberate. The artist took care to include accurate insect anatomy while adding impossible elements. This wasn't a casual or mistaken representation. It was a deliberate recording of something that challenged natural categories. Perhaps most unsettling is the possibility that the carving represents exactly what it appears to show – a human-mantis hybrid. Ancient texts worldwide describe gods and demons taking hybrid forms, beings that existed between categories. The Egyptian pantheon included numerous human-animal combinations. Hindu deities merge human and animal aspects. Greek mythology gave us centaurs, harpies, and worse. But those mythological hybrids usually combined humans with mammals or birds, warm-blooded creatures somewhat related to us. The mantis represents something alien to mammalian life. Its compound eyes see differently. Its nervous system operates on different principles. Its predatory behavior follows patterns utterly foreign to human experience. To merge human and mantis is to create something fundamentally wrong, a violation of natural order that triggers deep revulsion. The squatting posture adds another layer of wrongness. It's distinctly human yet performed by something inhuman. The raised mantis arms suggest threat or worship, or both. The looped mid-limbs defy classification. Every element of the carving exists in tension with every other element, creating a whole that shouldn't exist yet clearly did in the mind of its creator. The Teymareh site itself raises questions. Located in Iran's Markazi province, the area contains thousands of petroglyphs spanning tens of thousands of years. Most depict recognizable animals – ibex, deer, human figures engaged in hunting or ritual activities. Standard archaeological fare. The mantis man stands out not just for its hybrid nature, but for its sophisticated execution and specific details. Other anomalous petroglyphs worldwide share certain characteristics with the Teymareh carving. The Wandijna figures of Australia, with their large eyes and non-human features, the astronaut petroglyphs of Valcamonica in Italy, the Dogyu figurines of ancient Japan with their insectoid eyes and strange proportions. Each culture seemingly recorded encounters with beings that didn't fit normal categories. Southern African rock art includes numerous examples of mantis people, therianthropic figures that blend human and mantis characteristics. The San people, whose ancestors created much of this art, held the mantis as a central figure in their mythology. Their god, Khan, could take mantis form, but their mantis people art shows beings in motion, clearly part of mythological narratives. The Teymareh carving feels different, static, observed, recorded rather than imagined. The precision of the carving itself poses problems. Created using primitive tools on hard stone, every line had to be deliberate. This wasn't a quick sketch or accidental form. The artist spent considerable time and effort creating this specific image. The accurate representation of Empusa mantis anatomy required either detailed observation or impossible knowledge. Modern entomologists needed comparative analysis to identify the genus. The head extension, eye placement, and forelimb structure all match Empusa species precisely. Yet these details merge seamlessly with human elements that make no biological sense. It's as if the artist possessed simultaneous knowledge of accurate insect anatomy and impossible hybrid forms. The carving techniques show sophistication. The lines vary in depth and width, creating a sense of dimension. The proportions, while depicting an impossible creature, maintain internal consistency. This wasn't the work of an amateur or someone casually recording a dream or vision. The technical skill suggests someone driven to accurately record something specific, something seen or experienced rather than imagined. Alternative researchers propose various explanations, each more unsettling than the last. Some suggest the carving records genetic experiments by ancient advanced civilizations. The precision of the mantis anatomy combined with the impossible hybrid form could document deliberate manipulation of living forms. Ancient texts hint at gods who shaped life, who created monsters and hybrids. Could the Teymareh mantis man be evidence of such activities? Others point to interdimensional phenomena. Perhaps the artist witnessed a being from another reality where the laws of biology differ, where mantis and human characteristics can merge naturally. The looped mid-limbs might represent the distortion of viewing such a being through dimensional barriers. The threatening posture could be the creature's reaction to finding itself in our world. The plasma discharge theory offers a different approach. Massive auroral displays can create seemingly impossible forms in the sky. Ancient peoples witnessing such displays might have interpreted them through their understanding of local fauna. A plasma formation resembling a human figure, viewed by someone familiar with Empusa mantids, could inspire exactly this kind of hybrid representation. But this theory struggles to explain the specific anatomical accuracy of the mantis features. Contemporary reports of mantis-humanoid encounters share disturbing similarities with the Teymareh carving. Witnesses describe beings that match the petroglyphs' proportions, taller than humans but not giants, with the same triangular heads and grasping forelimbs. Many reports include the detail of raised arms in threatening or commanding postures, exactly as shown in the ancient art. These modern encounters often occur near water or in wilderness areas, places where the boundaries between worlds might be thin. The Teymareh region, with its harsh landscape and ancient history, fits this pattern. Some researchers map global reports of mantis-humanoid sightings and find clusters near their archaeological sites, as if these beings returned to places where they were once recorded in stone. The consistency across time troubles conventional explanations. If the Teymareh artist imagined a mantis man, why do people today report seeing identical beings? If modern reports are delusions or hoaxes, how do they match ancient art so precisely? The parallel suggests either a continuous phenomenon spanning millennia or access to the same source of inspiration across cultures and ages. Why did someone carve this specific image? Prehistoric art usually served purposes we can infer: hunting magic, territorial markers, mythological narratives. The mantis man fits none of these categories neatly. It's not a prey animal. It's not a simple territorial marker. If mythological, it represents a mythology we don't understand, one that merges accurate observation with impossible biology. The size of the carving, just 14 centimeters, suggests intimacy rather than public display. This wasn't meant to be seen from a distance like some petroglyphs. Viewers would need to approach closely to examine the details. Perhaps it marked a site of encounter, a warning, or a memorial. Perhaps it recorded forbidden knowledge hidden in plain sight on a remote slope. The specific location on a 30-degree slope required effort to create and view. The artist chose this spot deliberately, away from the easier surfaces where most petroglyphs cluster. This isolation might indicate the image's power or danger. Things too important or terrible for casual display get hidden while remaining accessible to those who need to know. Across the ancient world, artists carved similar impossible beings into stone. The consistency suggests something beyond coincidence or cultural exchange. The Teymareh mantis man joins a global collection of therianthropic art that challenges our understanding of prehistoric human experience. These were primitive people fumbling with representation. They were skilled observers, recording something that demanded documentation despite its impossibility. The mantis elements remain most disturbing because they are most accurate. Fantasy creatures usually show anatomical impossibilities throughout. Dragons have impossible wing-to-body ratios. Griffins merge incompatible respiratory systems. But the Teymareh creature's mantis parts are precisely correct, as if the artist studied real specimens. Only when those accurate parts merge with human elements does impossibility intrude. This precision of the possible, making the impossible more disturbing, runs throughout accounts of anomalous encounters. Witnesses to cryptids and extraterrestrials often note how normal some features appear while others violate expectation. The familiar mixed with the alien creates a particular horror, a sense that reality's rules have been selectively suspended rather than entirely rewritten.